Concern for road safety for the country's school-going children has inspired Justice and Correctional Services Minister Ronald Lamola. In 2020, with the first event of the Mountain Bike Challenge, he managed to secure 100 bikes, which were donated to Mchaka High School in Mpumalanga. Last year, the MTB Challenge donated 135 bikes to the Nelson Mandela capture site in KZN. This year, Minister Lamola will play host to the MTB Challenge at Atlidlale Adventure Park in Leeuwkop, with both cycling and trail running. Joining us now for more on this participation in the event is the Minister himself. Minister, very good afternoon. Thanks for your time today. Now, the MTB Challenge was initiated 2 years ago. What were the objectives of the challenge?
Thank you very much. The objectives was to be able to provide bicycles to underprivileged kids to use it to go to school, but also for them to be able to enter professional sports, as the bicycles enables them to do so. And we are happy that we have been able to do so in 2 consecutive years. And we also hear that some of the kids, in particular in KwaZulu-Natal, are now able to fix the bicycles on their own, and some of them are already participating in some of the championships, so which is it's a good route for the program, and it has encouraged us to continue again this year.
Well, you almost preempted my next question, which was around the ecosystem that is created around 100 kids in a community that have bikes, and then obviously subsequently 135 and hopefully 200 this year. Did they do this of their own accord? Is part of what you're doing trying to build or create entrepreneurship? Because I think it certainly allows some of those kids that are enterprising to find ways of making money by either repairing bikes and similar.
Yes, for example, with the ones when they are 100 or 135 in KZN, as we deliver them, they assembled the bicycles themselves, and which means that they then gain the skill to assemble. And then the KwaZulu-Natal Development Mountain Bike Foundation was able to then help them to then learn the skills of fixing, of repairing the bikes. So some of them are already mechanics in some of the competitions happening around the country. And those that are using the bicycles, for example, for competitions and so forth, we are told some of them are already participating in competitive sports. So we are beginning to inspire many young black kids and underprivileged kids to participate in the sports and bridge that gap, which is the objective as and when we started.
Minister, how do you identify the communities that you support?
Obviously, we look for at least a foundation. For example, in KwaZulu-Natal, there was a foundation for development of bicycles, which then enables the program to be sustainable. And in Mpumalanga, we worked with an NGO that also works with cycling kids, which then makes the program to be sustainable, because they also work with some of the surrounding schools, but also with the young kids who want to compete and be competition in the cycling of the sports.
Now, 235 bikes in the last 2 years, and hopefully a further 200 this year. You're obviously happy. Now, talk to us about the benefactors themselves, the kids in the various communities that you've supported. What sort of reaction or response have you gotten from them?
Yeah, as I've said, it has been overwhelming and humbling at the same time, because you see the spark in their eyes, you see what they use the bicycles for, and that really is heartwarming for all the teams that are working with us to build this initiative, including some of the sponsors that comes into the space. And we welcome whoever come in and support the program in whatever way, whether through buying the tickets to participate or through donating bicycles themselves. So we welcome any form of donation in that regard. And the experience has been really humbling and heartwarming.
Well, let's talk about this year's event, the MTB Challenge. How's it going to work?
Yeah, we have got a 10-kilometer race cycling, which is for beginners and young kids, including a 5-kilometer one. And then there's a 30-kilometer for the semi-professionals and the professionals who may want to take it on, including 45 Ks, which I think most of the professionals are yearning for that, and maybe they will also use it to prepare themselves for the 94.7, which will be coming soon thereafter in that week. And there's also a trail which you can use to run or for just walking or any form of relaxation that it can be used. So it's a family affair. It is at the Leeuwkop Correctional Center here in Gauteng, which is in Kalami, and you can access it through the www.entreninja.com events, where you can find all the details of entry and how you can participate.
Minister, are you taking part in the 30 kilometers or the 45 kilometers?
The 30 kilometer, no, the 45. I'm not professional enough for the 45. I will take on the 30 case.
Yeah. Now, Minister, talk to us about individuals and companies that are looking to support. How can they support? If obviously one does not have 2,000 or 3,000 rand to support towards an actual bicycle, is there a way in which you can maybe build a bicycle by giving a certain amount?
Yes, and that information is also available in the website that I've just, in the portal that I've just mentioned, the www.entreninja.com events. So all that information is there. Anyone who wants to support in whatever way, all the information you can get there, and it will direct you how you can do it.
Now, we understand that this year's event is being held at a correctional services institution. Do you use this opportunity to educate young people on the disadvantages or the pain associated with involvement in crime while you in the process of teaching them to ride or to race?
Yes, indeed, it's an opportunity that provides a lot of avenues for teaching young kids, but also it also brings some belonging for the correctional facility itself. We have been hosting it there in the past 2 years, and the response has been overwhelming. And the community around Kalami, Sunning Hill, Midrand, all those communities, Sentin and so forth, they have found it very welcoming, and also it builds and that community belonging for the facility, which then bridge that synergy between the society around the area and that facility. But also it's an opportunity for youngsters to see that crime does not pay. But the inmates there also participate in the building of the trail. They also participate in some minor work that is them, and that also gives them an opportunity to learn a skill as and when they leave the facility that they may be able to use outside our centers.
Minister, finally, just a recap of when the event is happening, where it's happening, and what time will it start? And is there an entry fee to be paid?
Yes, it is happening on the 5th of November 2022. It is starting early in the morning. We expect people to arrive as from 6 o'clock, and you can choose whether you want to do 10, 30 Ks or 45 Ks, or you want to run or walk. But it's a family fun day, which you can bring your family, and you can enter through the www.entreninja.com portal, where you are able to see how you can enter and for which category that you will want to participate in.
Minister of Justice Ronald Lamola, thank you for your time this afternoon.